To play this game, you must agree to the terms in the end-user license agreement. In addition, your interaction with the game may involve an exchange of information with us, particularly when you play online, and will be subject to our privacy policy, which we encourage you to read and can be found at http://terms.codemasters.com/n#privacy. The Codemasters Software Company Limited End User Software License Agreement. Important. Read carefully before installing Dirt Rally 2.0 trademark the game. The game, which includes the computer software program, the associated media, if applicable, any software associated with the online mode of the game, and subject to any additional terms of use applicable to such online mode and related documentation, is printed in electronic form, is licensed to you on the terms set forth below, which constitutes a legal agreement between you and the Codemasters Software Company Limited, a company registered in England and Wales with company number 020444132, Codemasters. By using the game, you are legally bound to the terms of this agreement with Codemasters. If you do not agree to the terms of this agreement, you are not authorized to use the game. If you have purchased a packaged product version of the game, you should return the game to the vendor from which you obtained the game and request a refund. If you agree to the terms set out in this agreement, select Accept to install the game and to confirm your acceptance to these terms and your understanding of the conditions of use of the game. If you do not agree to the terms set out in this agreement, then select Decline, and a license will not be granted to you by Codemasters in respect of the game, and you will not be able to play the game. The game is protected by copyright laws of England, international copyright treaties and conventions, and other laws. The game is licensed and not sold, and this agreement confers no title or ownership to the game or any copy thereof. Limited use license. Codemasters grants you the non-exclusive, limited right and license to install and use one copy of the game solely for your personal use. Ownership. All intellectual property rights into the game, including but not limited to audio, computer code, themes, directive works, titles, objects, characters' names, stories, dialogues, catchphrases, locations, concepts, artwork, graphics, animation, sounds, musical compositions, audio-visual effects, text, screen displays, methods of operation, moral rights, applets incorporated into the game, and any related documentation, and any other content incorporated therein, and any title to any copies and all copies thereof are owned by Codemasters and or its licensors. And you receive, Codemasters or its licensors, and you receive no right to interest therein other the limited license in paragraph 1 hereof. License restrictions. You agree to only use the game in accordance with this license, and you shall not copy the game, except as permitted under this license, without a separate additional license from Codemasters. Use the game or permit the use of the game on more than one computer, game console, handheld device, or PDA at the same time. Use the game or permit use of the game in a network multi-user agreement or remote access exchangement, including any online use except as otherwise allowed as non-commercial private feature of the game and or explicitly permitted by Codemasters. Make copies of the game or any part thereof, except that you may make one copy of the game backup or archival purposes, or make copies of the material accompanying the game for non-commercial backup in reference only. Sell, rent, license, distribute, upload, or otherwise transfer or make available to any other person the game in whole or in part, or use the game in any part thereof in any commercial context, including but not limited to using in a service bureau, cybersafe, computer gaming center, or any other commercial location in which multiple users may access the game without the express prior written consent of Codemasters. If required, Codemasters may offer a separate site license agreement to permit you to make the game available for commercial use. See the contact information below. You may permanently transfer all of your rights and You may personally transfer all of your rights and obligations under this agreement to another person for non-commercial use by physically transferring the original game, e.g. the CD-ROM, DVD, or Blu-ray you purchased if applicable. All original packaging and all manuals or other documentation distributed with the game, provided that you permanently delete all copies and installations of this game in your possession or control in the recipient team's reverse engineer, derived source code, modified, decompiled, disassemble, or creative directive of works in the game in whole or part. Remove, disable, or segment any prior data labels contained on or within the game. Export or re-export the game in any copy or adaptation in violation of any applicable laws or regulations. Create data or executable programs that mimic data or functionality in the game. Furthermore, you agree that you shall abide by the safety, information, maintenance instructions, and or other relevant notices contained in the manual that is included with the game. Codemasters may revoke your license to access EgoNet, RaceNet, and or the game if you violate or assist others in violating the license limitations set forth below. You agree to only use EgoNet, RaceNet, and or the game in accordance with this license. You shall not create, use, offer, advertise, make available, or distribute any so-called cheats that influence or facilitate gameplay, including exploits of any in-game bugs, and thereby grant you or any other user an advantage over other players not using such methods. Create, use, offer, advertise, make available, and or distribute any so-called hack that accesses or modifies the software of RaceNet trademarked EgoNet and or the game in a manner that not expressly authorized by Codemasters. Create, use, offer, advertise, make available, and or distribute any codes or software not expressly authorized by Codemasters that can be used in connection with RaceNet, EgoNet, the game, and or any component or feature thereof which exchanges and or facilitates the gameplay. Game updates and patches. From time to time, Codemasters may provide updates, patches, and other modifications to the game that must be installed for the user to continue to play the game properly or at all. Codemasters may update, patch, or modify the game remotely and access the game residing on your machine for such purpose, and you hereby grant to Codemasters the right to deploy and apply such patches, updates, and modifications. All provisions of this agreement are referred to game. It shall also include such patches, updates, and modifications. Analytics. We want to offer you the best gameplay experience as possible. We are constantly striving to improve our products. To help us achieve this, we sometimes collect data relating to how you play the game, including what actions you take or selections you make, how long you play for, and the performance of our online systems when you connect. This data is handled in compliance with applicable data protection laws and regulation and is only kept for a reasonable period for analysis. For more information about our approach to data privacy, please see http://terms.codemasters.com/n#privacy. You understand that the game may feature advertisements from Codemasters or third parties. Codemasters' disclosure of information for third-party advertising is addressing Codemasters' privacy policy. Agreed information about how users play the game may be provided to third-party lawyers. This will not identify users individually to those third parties. Limited warranty. Use of the game and media on which it is recording is at your sole risk. Codemasters warrants to the original consumer purchaser of the game that where the game is purchased as a packaged product rather than via digital download to the recording medium on which the game is recorded will be free from defects in material and workmanship for 90 days from the date of purchase. The limited warranty is if a defect covered by the limited warranty occurs within 90 days of original purchase. Codemasters agrees to replace free of charge such packaged product within such period upon its receipt of packaged products. Postage paid with proof of the date of purchase as long as the game is still being manufactured by Codemasters. In the event that the game is no longer available, Codemasters retains the right to substitute a similar program of equal or greater value. This warranty is limited to the recording medium containing the game as originally provided by Codemasters. This will not and is not applicable and shall be avoided. It shall be void if the defect has arisen through abuse, mistreatment, or neglect. Through abuse, mistreatment, or neglect. Any implied warranties prescribed by statute and are expressly limited to the 90-day period described above. Except as forth above, the game is provided as is, and the warranty is in lieu of all other warranties, oral or written, express or implied, including any warranty of merchantability, satisfactory quality, fitness for a particular purpose or non-infringement, and no other representations or claims of any kind shall be binding or obligate Codemasters. When returning the packaged product version of the game for warranty replacement, please send the original manual and any other accompanying documentary only in protective packaging and include 1. A photocopy of your dated sales receipt. 2. Your name and return address typed or clearly printed. 3. A brief note describing the defect, the problems you encountered, and the system on which you are running the game. Limitation on damages. In no event will Codemasters be liable for special incidental or coincidental damages resulting from possession, use, or malfunction of the game, including damages to property, loss of goodwill, loss of profits, lost or corrupted data or files, console, computer or handheld device failure, errors and lost businesses on other information as a result of possession, computer failure, or malfunction, and to the extent permitted by loss, damages for personal injuries, even if Codemasters has been advised of the possibility of such damages. Codemasters' liability shall not exceed the actual price paid for the license to use this game. Some states or countries do not allow limitations on how long an implied warranty lasts and/or the exclusion or limitation of incidental or consequential damages. So the above limitations and/or exclusion of limitation of liability may not apply to you. This warranty gives you specific legal rights, and you may have other rights which vary from jurisdiction to jurisdiction. Termination. Without prejudice to any other rights of Codemasters, the license shall remain in effect for as long as you use, operate, or run the game. This agreement will terminate automatically if you fail to comply with its terms and conditions. In such event, you must uninstall and destroy all copies of the game and all of its component parts. You may also terminate this agreement and license at any time by destroying the game and uninstalling it from your computer or computers, or any other applicable hardware. The sections entitled Ownership, License Restrictions, and Limitations on Damages, Termination, Injunction, Indemnity, and Miscellaneous shall survive any termination of this agreement. Injunction. Because Codemasters will be irreparably damaged if the terms of agreement were not specifically enforced. You agree that Codemasters shall be entitled, without bond, other security, or proof of damages, to appropriate equitable remedies with respect to breaches of this agreement, in addition to such other remedies as Codemasters may otherwise have under applicable laws. Indemnity. You agree to indemnify and hold harmless Codemasters, its partners, affiliates, contractors, officers, directors, employees, and agents harmless from all claims, damages, and expenses, including reasonable fees arising directly or indirectly from your acts or omissions to act in using the game pursuant to the terms of this agreement. Miscellaneous. This agreement represents the complete agreement concerning this license between the parties and supersedes all prior agreements and representations between them. It may be amended only by writing such both parties. If any provision of this agreement is to be held unenforceable for any reason, such provision will be reinformed only to the extent necessary to make it enforceable, and the remaining provisions of this agreement shall not be affected. This agreement shall be governed and construed in accordance with the laws of England, and you consent to the exclusive jurisdiction of the courts of England. If you have any questions concerning this license, you may contact Codemasters at the Codemasters Software Company Limited, Codemasters Campus, Stony Thorpe, Warwickshire, CV472DL, United Kingdom. Telephone 441926816000. Fax 441926817595. Purchase and use of terms are subject to the Network of Service and User Agreement. This online service has been sub-licensed to you by Sony Interactive Entertainment America.